your son, your son. Lonely, 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 lonely Killa. Yeah, she just
Oh my goodness, hello and happy motherfucking New Year! I know I'm a little bit late, but I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season. I'm going to be completely honest. Mine was a little bit rough. This was the first time that I've ever spent Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's without any of my family or friends, and that was really hard. It was a bit lonely and I was kind of sad, but Carl's family is absolutely incredible and they made me feel really welcome. And honestly, I had probably the best Christmas I could have had without having all of the people I love around me. But I'm alright. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and New Year's. I definitely haven't started off the new year as productive as I wanted to. All of these stories are too short to have their own video, so I thought I would throw them all together with you and start the new year with a few laughs. So today, as you can see, I wanted to talk about stupid things that I thought or did as a child that are probably a little bit embarrassing, but worth talking about. So the first story is probably actually one of my earliest memories. It was around the age that I was being potty trained. Or, I don't know if that's actually true. I must have been about 2 to 4 years old, I'm gonna say, because I was literally the same height as the toilet and I could barely lift the seat up to be able to see it. I have absolutely no context for this, I just have little flashes of remembering this. I just remember being the same height as the toilet, and when the lid was lifted up, there were these 2 dots on either side of it that kept it from, I guess, smashing on the seat if it fell down. But when the seat was flipped up, my imaginative little brain, I guess, thought that the 2 little dots looked like eyes and the toilet seat looked like a mouth. So I don't know how I conjured up the idea in my head, but I guess I thought that this toilet was alive and that it ate my poop and pee like lemonade and brownies or some shit. I don't know. But me having such a little bladder, obviously I didn't go to the bathroom 3 times a day, so I was convinced that my toilet was going to die if I didn't go to the bathroom more. So I would force myself to go to the bathroom because I was trying to feed my toilet. I don't know where I got this thought. I don't know why I thought that my toilet was alive, but you know, I must have been like 3 years old, so I'm not gonna judge me. You know what? I got an imagination. It's cool. The next story happened when I was 6 years old. My mom had my brother and I both in a hospital, and she knew that she was going to be having us. Like, however early on that you could figure out what sex you were having, she figured it out, and she knew that she was gonna have a boy for my brother, and she knew that I was gonna be a girl. So when she had her 3rd baby, she didn't want to know what she was having until she had it, because my mother wanted to have an at-home birth. She didn't want an epidural or any sort of drug to make her feel better for going through childbirth. She wanted to do everything naturally. Most importantly, she did not want to know the sex of the baby. Of course, until it came out, and it was my duty to tell everyone what the baby was. Before I continue, can I just say, Mother, how the hell are you that brave and amazing to just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna pop it out, do it at home, it's fine, no big deal. That just blows my mind and terrifies me and also impresses the shit out of me. My mother is one strong woman. But anyways, 9 months later, it's time for the baby to come out, and it is about to be my job to tell everybody in the family who's sitting there watching this extremely kind of terrifying and traumatizing but beautiful event happen, what sex the baby is. So she pushes the baby out, and I'm on the bed looking at it, and I look down and I see this long thing, and I yell, "It's a boy!" And then but then my mom looks at me and she's like, check again, Aliciya. It turns out that the long thing I was looking at was the umbilical cord attached to her belly button being pulled out really far, and I guess I just didn't know that the umbilical cord was not attached to the penis, so I thought that my little sister was a boy. Yeah, so then I look again and I'm like, it's a girl! I swear my brother was so mad at me because he was so excited when he heard it was a boy and then it was a girl, and he was just like, really, Aliciya, why did you do that to me? That's probably one of the stupidest things that I've ever done, honestly. I will never live that down, and no one will ever let me live that down, and now you guys know about it too. The final and, in my opinion, the best story happened when I was in kindergarten. One day in class, I guess we were learning about chickens and eggs and where chickens came from, and I learned that the chicken hatched out of an egg. And I just remember right when I learned that, I got so mad at my mom because I knew at home we had 12 eggs sitting in the fridge, just sitting there waiting to be cracked open and eaten. And those were baby chickens. I was furious. But you know, being a little kindergartner and not knowing if my mom was gonna punish me or not, I guess I wasn't that confrontational and I decided not to say anything to her. I don't know why I didn't just go up to my mom and ask her like, why are you eating baby chickens and why are they sitting in our fridge? For some reason, my small self thought it would be a better idea to be not confrontational, go into the kitchen and grab one egg to save because, you know, not all 12 of the baby chickens matter. I could only save one. That was the best I could do at the time. Honestly, I have no idea what was going through my head. There was like so many logical things that were just missed that I just didn't think about. But I didn't confront my mom. I just went to the kitchen and grabbed one of the eggs because I wanted to save it and I wanted to hatch this baby chicken and like prove to my mom that she was a horrible person because she's like eating baby chickens. And I took this egg up into my room and I put it in this little pretty container that my grandma had gave me and I kept it in there for like 2 weeks. I put tissues around it. I constantly held it to try and keep it warm, to try and make it hatch. And what do you know, it didn't hatch. So instead of going to my mom and asking her what the hell was going on, I decided it would be a better idea to put the egg in my backpack and take it to school. Because, you know, my teacher was the one who told me that chickens came from eggs, so I guess I wanted to ask her what was going on and maybe she could help me hatch it. So I got to school and when I opened my backpack to try and show my teacher the egg that wouldn't hatch, it was completely broken over all of my stuff. And I was mortified. I thought that I had just killed a baby chicken and all of its little guts were like spilling all over my bag and that I had just like murdered something and brought it to school and oh my god. And let me tell you, a 3-week egg does not smell good, especially when it's rubbed all over sweaty hot backpack. It's not a good scent. So it literally smelled like I had killed something. But you know, after the initial freak out, my teacher of course told me that not all eggs turn into chickens, that only some of them do and not the ones in the store. But yeah, that was not one of my proudest moments. Honestly, I have no idea if anyone else has done anything or thought anything like this. I feel like I'm a really weird kid, or I was a really weird kid and I did and thought some really weird things. And even though it's a little embarrassing, I thought all of these stories were pretty funny and I wanted to share them with you. So thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please feel free to leave a thumbs up. I know I say that every time, but it really does mean a lot to me. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed and I'll see you next time. Bye!